Welcome, everybody, to the all-new Bad Marketing Podcast. I'm joined here today with Mr. Eddie Maalouf and Ashton Shanks. And let's just get the cat out of the bag. What's going on here? We got new branding, new name. Both of you guys are here. What's going on?
You want to start? I'll let you start.
Yeah, I mean, so new branding, new name, new owners. Eddie and I, for a long time, we've got to see each other grow our businesses alongside each other. We've had many years of working together on different projects, either, clients coming in and us partnering with them on those clients to generate results. We've had agency founders, and really we've had a vision for what the future looks like for not only ourselves as founders, but also the future of advertising and the future of the businesses that we're trying to build. We realized together is stronger, together is better. And so the new company, new name, new owners.
Yeah, and part of the name here, obviously, I mean,
Not only new podcast name, new company name.
company,
So no
yeah.
more For
So,
Media, no
yeah.
more Hemon, bad marketing.
we've joined forces.
Yep.
We've brought in the best in world-class advertising with the best in content creation and customer retention, and being able to infuse both those things together to, plug in areas that they don't have, plug in areas that we don't have, and fill both of those gaps together. And I think the one thing that's super important here is both of our companies over the last, let's call it 4 years, we've held a very strong value base. And that even like someone being here, seeing like the reputation that we uphold, we don't try to screw people over. If anything, we get screwed over by people because we're too kind and concerned about the reputation or what's the right thing to do. And it's like the concept of when you're like dating someone, you observe how they treat the waiter. You know what I mean? And we've had enough time to date each other long enough in a way and see how we operate in so many different environments, behind the scenes, on a personal level, in the public eye, to clients. What happens when a client screws you over? Are you going in just like eye for eye, or are you trying to figure out the best way to mitigate this process? Little things like that added up over time. And got us to where we're at. And we thought, you know what, like, why not, now that we have an understanding of business, we have an understanding of the space, what we want to do, why don't we craft something different? Like, what do we want to be? What do we want to be known by? What do we want people to think when they think of us? Do we want them to laugh? Do we want to feel bold? Do we want to feel disruptive? And that's kind of how we put together the name BAD, bad, bold, and disruptive. And that's how we want to stand, right? Everything that Hemon's been doing has been to be bold, has been to stand out when it comes to direct response. Everything that we've been trying to do on the content side is trying to be disruptive. How do we get people to stop what they're doing and engage with what we have? And let's be honest, it's just such a fucking ballsy ass name.
Yeah.
That if I was a company that wanted to go bigger, I've tried other agencies and I just wanted something different. Why not fucking go with the guys who named themselves Bad Marketing and took that play as their company? Because it's not like we don't have results to back it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we believe that name is so bold and disruptive in itself that we will garner the attention that's necessary from that name itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was really cool to kind of go back and forth on, okay, if we were to build a company together, what does it look like? How do we present ourselves to the market? And one, I think one of the reasons why we even wanted to do a partnership or come together was, like you had mentioned earlier, seeing each other in the trenches, but not only in the trenches when our businesses are good, but what happens when challenges arise, or what happens when integrity, it would be so easy for so many people to take the path of no integrity or less integrity. But me personally watching Eddie and him personally watching me navigate those challenges and handle them with the utmost integrity, and ensuring that our name is everything, and that's what matters most. And so we've both been able to see each other do that, but then also, how do we create a name that reveals our confidence? The confidence that we know that we can produce for partners, the confidence in the companies that we can build, and the concept of bad. You've got to have some balls to make your name Bad Marketing. And this company that we were forming together is like, we're the only ones that I think we could back that up and really have the confidence and balls to be like, we're not even afraid of that kind of name, because it's going to get your attention. You're going to take a look at us, and then you're going to know that there's no one that can do what we do.
Totally. And when we were trying to brainstorm names, it's like, how many names, like, they all just sounded so the same. It just sounded like, ecom zip or like like what are you gonna
Scale rev growth?
Yeah. Scale rev, yeah. It's just like didn't sound like a company that was seasoned that had been around. It sounded like this little new startup SaaS company or something. Every name that we came up with just didn't have that didn't pack a punch. And honestly,
and people don't realize how hard it is, like, especially in the marketing space. Like every name ever is taken with marketing after it.
Yeah.
Like everything.
And not only that, it's like, it's one thing if you're just starting out, you kind of do need a name that's just like sounds pretty normal, reputable,
techie,
a little techie, whatever.
Like Hemon went for the group / like firm feel. We went for the like media company feel.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You need something at the beginning that has that.
And I feel like a lot of times when like a merger happens, it just becomes like some stupid like acronym, like PYC.
I mean, and trust me, I
create
thought
innovative
about it,
solutions.
Maalouf and Shanks Media does not sound good at all, dude. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's like who?
Sounds like a law firm.
And here's the thing though. What's interesting here is like when you think about your name, okay? What the strongest use of our name is when a client or a friend or a follower goes to someone else and says, you should go use this company. And the ability and the significance of that name to be able to be memorable months later when that conversation has ended.
Yeah.
And as much as I have a guy yesterday that has sent me 20 referrals. And in the text, he still wrote, hey, Eddie, blah, 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 blah. I think this is a great fit for marketing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like to that level.
Totally.
He would have never, ever mistyped or forgotten bad marketing.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Exactly. And it's I mean, we have to give some credit to like the Liquid Deaths of the world. You know, like literally they took the anti approach. And it's like that's exactly what we're doing on the marketing side, because that's what's going to get people to remember you is literally what is every single other agency doing and swimming the opposite way. And literally we're the only ones that have the track record to kind of be able to even do that, because there's no brand new company that's going to be able to name themselves something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, a lot of it was when you're building something, if you want to build a good brand, you have to figure out how to cultivate your own language to set a new standard for something, right? And so for us, even when I look at the term bad marketing, it's like what you're going to see over the next several years. You're going to see the standards start to change in how people describe it, right? There was terrible, there's rough, but then there's bad, meaning that came from us. It holds a standard, and it's not what everyone else holds it to. And even in our company, I know you do the same. We're constantly looking for how do we set the standards not based on what other people give it, what other people's belief or standards or what they believe is possible, but what do we say is possible? And when we have something like bad marketing, it addresses it head on of standard of excellence, and eventually you will start to see it's like that's bad, but that's bad. That's bad right there.
Bad.
We can tell that ad came from bad marketing because their standard is just there. Everyone knows it. So it's sick.
Yeah, I'm very excited for what's to come, and it's crazy actually. You don't realize how many things have your name in it until you start figuring out how to change your name.
Until you're forced to.
Until you're forced to, right? Like 200 email addresses being changed, like is 1% of what actually needs to get changed. Like even to technology, and I think this is important for people that are doing mergers and acquisitions and have to rename themselves to some extent. Like, do some research on how much, like all the softwares you have, like you too are using the same software or different softwares on different companies, and being able to merge them together. Like even in Slack, right? Like we're going to lose our private chat past history is a tough loss in a way, right? Like maybe those are things that are already documented somewhere else if they're important, but it still sucks that I can't go back in my chats that are private and be able to pull those things in the future. So there's a long list, and that's going to be pretty interesting. We're working through it right now, but if you're listening to this, it's already been announced. The content's everywhere. The world's probably buzzing, and you're definitely seeing our ads somewhere on the internet.
Something bad is happening, that's for sure. So what does it actually look like? I'm sure like clients already know at this point, but like from their standpoint, I mean, I would assume they're super excited, you know, because now not only are they getting access to, you know, the teams at both of these companies combined, but what do you guys think that looks like? Like, you know, why is that such a good thing for not only the clients that we have, but clients that are to come?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even a lot of the purposing or reasoning behind the merger in and of itself was not just, you know, awesome, what kind of company could we build, but at the end of the day, it's always what kind of product or service can we deliver to our clients? How can we make sure that we are delivering the best in the world at what we do? And how do we make sure that we're the best growth partners for everyone that works with us? And when we are looking at that, it really does come down to Hemon has such a specialized strength in some areas, and For Media has such specialized strength in others. And together, they just fill those gaps in such a good way. And so we've also been in the space for so long that so many of our clients or people that would think to work with me are also thinking to work with Eddie and your team. And so coming together, everyone's really pumped because they just already know the resources. And a lot of times even on our sales calls, when it comes down to it, they'll be like, you know, oh, we were choosing between two different agencies. It's you guys. And it's like, all right, who's the other people? It's like, oh, it's For Media. And it's like now they get the best of both worlds, because I think the public knows the strengths that For Media had and the strengths that Hemon had. And now together, it's a complete package for what business owners really need to grow.
Yeah. I think this is an upgrade for everyone, and I don't think anyone in our client base thinks anything less than that.
No. And I think, like you mentioned, like there's literally been some like times where clients are like debating on they're like, oh, it's between you guys and another agency. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you know, who is it? And it's like, oh, it's Hemon or it's For Media. And even there's been times where like literally they can't decide, so they end up working with both of us. And that's actually been cool from the team standpoint. Like we've already gotten to work with the Hemon team quite a bit on certain projects. We've gotten to work on agency founders together. That's been massive. Yeah. And so what does that mean for, you know, agency founders? You guys were already partnered on the Agency Founders Accelerator, which I, you know, assume is going to keep going. What does that mean for HemonX? Like obviously HemonX is going to probably have to change names in some way, but that's still a massive part of y'all's business.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting because, you know, really our goal when we started Agency Founders Accelerator was how do we create a program that doesn't just talk about how to fill your calendars with calls, which is what a lot of programs out there right now, and that's what they talk about and what a lot of agency owners think they really need, but they haven't been taught how to build an actual business. How have they actually learned how to build a C-suite or how to build financial projections, how to run operations, leadership training in and of itself, or cash flow management. And so they haven't been taught that. So we wanted to start a program that offered it. But naturally, though, one of the biggest aspects to any agency, regardless of the ops and the C-suite, all of that stuff almost doesn't matter unless you can actually fulfill on a good product or service, right? And so with HemonX and what we have inside of the Hemon divisions, what we're going to be doing is really wrapping that into the agency founders umbrella, to where now an agency owner not only gets them in their C-suite trained on the operations, cash flow, leadership, all of the stuff that you need to build a real business, but also the fulfillment side of how do you make sure that you're delivering great results to clients and helping brands grow? Because at the end of the day, we're entrepreneurs who love other entrepreneurs. And so we want to see the brands grow. We're not afraid of competition. We believe that the rising tide lifts all boats. And we also believe that there's a massive issue with agency owners right now who really don't give a crap about their clients' results. And so we want to go help the agency owners that do give a crap, empower them with the trainings to deliver great results, but then also be able to bring in the leadership training side. And so there's no other program out there like it. At the same time, you're getting trained, your team is getting trained on how to do their job, all within one program. I mean, it's unprecedented.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be able to compete with us on the price of and the value on both sides. If you can't compete with both, there's just no chance. So I think what we're doing is special, not only for our clients, for the e-com world, for the info product world, but I think for the agency world.
Yeah.
I think this sets like a new standard of what's possible in regards to collaboration. And it also sets a new standard of what's possible from delivery and a fulfillment standpoint in the coaching world of agency space. Because pretty much everyone coaching is actually no one coaching is doing it at our level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one, not even close, who's actually selling coaching. I'm not saying no one, period, is doing it at our level. I'm saying no one who's selling coaching is. And therefore, I mean, I don't know what else I need to say besides that speaks for itself, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, people are like, oh, I don't know who's programmed by you guys is or this other guys. I'm like, ask him when the last time he ran a 7-figure a month agency was, because I think the answer was never.
Yep.
I love that. I think it would actually be kind of cool too for you guys to just break down actually all the services that we even do right now. Cause I mean, I think a lot of listeners are like super familiar, but like now that we're fully combined, like what is the spread? Who do we work with? What types of clients? What level do they need to be at? How do we serve people that are maybe under that? All that kind of stuff. That could be kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, first it's important to discuss the main industries that we're involved in. Info products is definitely a really big one that we're doing right now. Masters of info product in a way. Between the both of us, we're doing multiple 8 figures a month, maybe, by the end of the year, 9 figures a month of info product sales.
Courses. It's mainly courses, right? Like courses and coaching programs, masterminds.
Like by the end of the year, you could probably take any group of multiple people and they wouldn't be able to add up to what we have in that space. The e-commerce space, we're already doing $1 billion of that a year in sales between all our clients. On the Amazon side, especially on the Shopify side, we help them with the retention, which is the actual email and SMS side. Ashton's team is the best at acquisition and scaling the ad side on Facebook, on Google, some cases TikTok. Not our preference. I hate the platform. But yeah, across the board, we're able to encompass kind of all parts of the business and now able to give the business owners insights that they didn't necessarily have working just with one or the other. And that's what's really exciting for us, is like being able to play at the highest level and not just say we play at the highest level, but really back that up.
And even to that point, though, it's not even just offering the services, but the people within each department, each channel are the best. I mean, there's plenty of agencies that are full stack, full service. They offer it all. But the struggle that most brand owners face is that they come in and they'll see that the agency is really good at meta and like meh at everything else. Or they're really good at email or content, but meh at everything else. But something that Eddie and I really saw was a unique opportunity to where the merging of our teams allows us to finally be in the spot to where literally over each channel, they have world-class experts. And so that's what's really going to allow us to set ourselves apart to where it's not just holistic strategy, but it's holistic strategy executed at a world-class level that will actually allow them to push the needle on more than just one channel.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, that's pretty much why we're doing this. That's the vision that we have in place right now. Our team is 100% behind it. You can feel the electricity in the rooms when people are talking about it. It's electric. People are like rejuvenated, excited. Not that they weren't before, but it's just another level when you roll out something like this that's so easy to understand, so easy to get behind, so proud to say it. I work for this company that does this, and just being like polarizing and electrifying in that sense, bold and disruptive. But yeah, we're super excited for this. So moving forward, everything online is bad marketing, including this podcast. And, we're super excited for everyone to follow along, to hopefully be a part of this journey, allow us to help grow their businesses as long as it's a good fit, and, see where we are in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
I love it. Thanks, guys.